All right. So, how many of you have started to hear that music in your sleep? It's a matter of time. You start hearing in your sleep. All right. Let's talk about Julius Agwu. Julius Agwu. I would call him a trendsetter in Nigerian comedy too. He's a Nigerian comedian. You know. For those of you that paid attention to the Samuel Poso story that I told not too long ago here when he passed away, I mentioned Julius Agwu having a show in New York with Samuel Poso, coming on stage to abuse his audience as opposed to giving us a show like Samuel Poso did, right? But nonetheless, I have to give him his flowers too. He's one of the pioneers of Nigerian comedy as we know it today. So he broke out the news. Says my wife left me because she was. Shout out to Instablog Nigeria, by the way. Let me make this a little bigger. My wife left me because she was tired of the marriage. Comedian Julius Agwu confirmed split with wife. Okay. Now, what's the lesson in this? Let's get through it real quickly. Comedian Julius Agwu has confirmed reports of his crashed marriage to Ibiri McClayton. The couple were married for over 15 years. Wow, I didn't know it was that long. Wow, before their split, which many alleged was due to Julius' health challenges. That's possible, by the way. You know, health challenges can take a toll on a marriage. Okay? And we have to be nice about that. I'm sure Nigerians will probably judge her, right? You have to be nice about that. It can take a toll on a person's mental health or your loved one's mental health, and sometimes it's confusing. It's not as easy as it may seem if you're not in that situation to say she should just stay there, right? It depends, Again, that's just one factor too, right? There's multiple factors that leads. There's no one situation that leads to any marriage breaking apart. It's usually multiple factors, right? It's easy to point one finger at one thing, right? Hey, irreconcilable differences. That's what you have been doing. Like, no. It's usually an array of issues that doesn't have to be your fault. So don't beat yourself up. That's not the point of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you should realize that there's real reasons, array of reasons why marriages break apart. It's never one thing. It's never one moment. It's never one thing. It's never one dimension. So, be guided. In an interview with media personality Daddy Freeze, Julius confirmed that his marriage had hit the rocks. He revealed that his wife left him and said she was tired of the marriage. Yeah. To men, that sounds very, very awful. It sounds mean. It sounds evil because, men, we don't just go into marriage and one day just say, hey, I'm tired. Men may cheat. They may step out. They may do things, but they may be actually tired in reality, but yeah, they're not trying to leave the marriage. That's typically not the case. Typically, okay, there are some exceptions. There are men that want to leave and file for divorce, but we even know the numbers that, at around 25-30% of the time, men are not going to check out of the marriage, right? And I think it has to do with, it's part of our sense of success. Like, who wants to be accused of not being able to keep his home together because you're the leader, right? So, and it's very innate too. So it's not something that people are deciding or not deciding or lack thereof, But the numbers reflect what I'm saying anyway. So despite his crash marriage, Julius is grateful to be alive. Now, this is the part that I wanted to extract out of this, okay? He said, that's why I thank God I am alive. That's why I said Satan works in mysterious ways, but God works in miraculous ways. As regards his health, Julius admitted that the rumors about his health failure are true. He disclosed that in 2016, he was admitted at the London Teaching Hospital where he was in coma for 3 months. Okay, I actually listened to that interview. He said he came for a show, I think within 2 weeks or so. Before or after the show, he was admitted and he was in coma for 3 months. He had brain tumor that he went through operations. Listen, these things can take a toll on human beings, and the relationship is a function of the humans in it, right? There are no rumors about my health. It is true. I had a tumor surgery in 2015, a brain surgery, when I traveled to London to do a show. Okay, here we go here. Just 2 days before the show, I was rushed to the hospital. I was in coma for 3 months. I thank God that I'm alive. Recall that in March 2022, it was alleged that Ibire had moved on with another man, despite the comedian's hailing health. He didn't say anything about it has not something to do with the health. He never said that, but it might. It might just be everything. Finances, you know. You think people just travel out of Nigeria to go and treat themselves and they don't burn through their bank accounts? Not only that, a bunch of debts to banks, to people, to organizations, to human beings, family, friends. It takes a toll. So if this guy, the way he said it so lightheadedly, and I appreciated it because it can take a toll on him, right? But he said, no, my wife left me because she said she was tired of the marriage. And I think a lot of people didn't understand, like, why is he saying it so lightly? Like, so, like it's not a big deal to him. Well, he's had his life flashed in his face a few times. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is perspectives. You know, sometimes we speak from a place of lack of perspective, right? We act out of lack of perspective. We really like things that I said that earlier too, right? Things that become a big deal for us in reality are not really a big deal. Let me tell you something. Did you know that your wife leaving you is, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really a big deal? It's a big deal, but it's not a big deal. It's not. Nobody prays for that to happen to them. I get it. You have your home together. You have your family. You plan to stay together for a long time. But then she says she's tired. She left the marriage. And now you're acting like it's the end of the world. It is not. Heaven is not going to fall out of its place today. It's not. That's the reality is that it's not. Okay? But you know who knows it's not? A person that their life has flashed in their face. Somebody that's gone through surgery. Somebody that's in a coma for 3 months. Meaning he had no control of when he woke up. Literally. Like every day when we wake up, we don't have any control of that. But even more so when you sleep for 3 months in sickness. Right? Let's be guided. Lead with gratitude. Be grateful. Right? Anytime you feel some hurt, try your best and write it down today. Say, hey, what can I be grateful about today? It's a very difficult thing to do. It's easier said than done. But that's precisely what you need to do to make the most out of life. To live a life of purpose, right? You have to be a little bit more grateful than you complain. Did you know that there's a higher chance of keeping your family together when you realize for the first time that it's not a big deal if your spouse left you? You actually have a higher chance because now your energy goes into nurturing and giving to the relationship as opposed to fear. What if nothing good comes out of that? Nothing good comes out of that. You will attract what you fear the most. You know? Oh, yes. So, yeah, it's good, you know, but he couldn't drag her. I don't think he's in that space, you know. I don't think he's in that space. He's appreciative of life. He's much more appreciative of life more than the rest of us because we have it on a silver platter, right? But that's how things work. Perspectives. Always remember that it can be worse. Of course it can be better, but it can be worse than it is right now. And then suddenly you start to attract more. You just start to attract more of what you want by just being grateful. Even Yoruba people say, "Eniba dupe ori ano, ari mi gba." That means if you're thankful for what you for the goods of yesterday, not, let me say, for previous goods that you've received, you will get more. Okay, that's a Yoruba adage, right? That's very, very important, right? So Chia says, I also read that he philandered a lot. Does that mean he gives a lot? That's Oyinbo. That Oyinbo is too much for me. Chinya. Health issues can also take a serious toll on a marriage. Yes, that's a fact. So let's get on to the last, or I think last story of the day.